I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Thank you for being here, Krista Melinda, Jane Aldrich, Keith Kingman. Thank you guys for being here. Brock Bandy, good to see you. Hit the like, people. Get more people watching this thing. You know what? Hang on just a. There you go. I hope everybody had a nice gobble, gobble, gobble turkey day. We had a great day yesterday, and we're having a good day today. There's Dizzy Dragon. Hello. Hello, John. Can't see the likes, so please, if you have it, hit the like, please. Oakley, good to see you. All is very well. Thank you for being here. I'm excited about talking to you guys tonight. Not clickbait. We'll talk about it in just a minute. There's Aaron. And it did it again. I don't know what's going on.
Just hitting with it.
Yeah. We have supposedly like the fastest internet you can get on the peninsula. So
Checking it right now. So
thank you, sir. Yeah, everybody. I think we all froze for just a second there, but hopefully it won't do that again. I haven't had any problems with the internet all day.
no, so we've been a good, we're on a good run.
Yep. Hi, Lisa Trimble. Good to see you. HBK Jester. Why did you decide to leave the greatest country in the world? You haven't been here before. I've made a video about why that happened, HBK Jester. So if you want to see that, you'll have to go look at it. That was weeks ago.
I'd be curious what makes it the greatest country. I love America,
Yeah,
but it's in a tough spot.
agreed, 100%. I can tell you this, Jester, I've never been happier than I am now.
Have you ever left the United States, Chester?
Yeah, right. Good question. Have you ever left the United States, Jester? Have you ever been to a different country? There, if you want to see why I left the country, there you go. You can look at, thank you, Kristen. Once again, displaying why she's the greatest mod there is. I've been very fortunate, you guys. Skipping in and out, says John. Huh. I've been very fortunate that I've had the opportunity to travel around the world a lot. I've been to an awful lot of countries. And I'm in, Uncle Bill, good to see you, bro. I'm in an absolutely spectacular place. You know what this kind of reminds me of? This, where I live now, reminds me of what the United States must have been like in about 1950, maybe 1960. But I'm a big fan of the United States. Great question. No, I haven't left. Most Americans don't. Maybe I'm just delusional. No, you haven't experienced it. And when you haven't experienced something, I mean, you don't have anything to base it on. If the only country I'd ever set foot in was the United States, I'd feel the way you feel. But I've traveled around. I've been very fortunate. Dragon Knight Lovers, good to see you. Dragon Knight asks, how's your tolerance been? Do you think you could still do the types you did back then? No, but I'm going to be back. I'm going to be growing. I'm going to start my own grow and actually I get the seeds in January. So February, I'll be starting my first grow. Mike Brad, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hit the like. You know what? I thought about moving to the Philippines after my first visit there. My first visit there, I was like, man, this is great. The dollar goes a long way. They use American currency. It's a beautiful place, and I thought about it. But being here, it's the greatest. You know what? Let me tip my hat to you one more time, Tommy Scoville. Not wearing a hat. If it was, I'd tip it. You've made some good decisions, but this was a good one, a very good one. But I urge you, seriously, Jester, I urge you to. Listen. You can look at stuff online. You can look at stuff in. There's no experience like going to other places, and it's a beautiful thing. I would urge you, if you have an opportunity, a very small percentage of Americans, not a small percentage, but smaller than it should be, even own a passport. Um, Christopher Linden, he did not, in fact, bump his head. I did not. There's Jester. Thank you so much for that super chat. Well, cheers and happiness. I'm glad you're doing great. That's awfully kind of you. By the way, thank you so much for that super chat. Over the last couple of days, I've had a few donations to the channel. I want you guys to know something. It means the world to me. I think that the greatest days of me earning money on YouTube are in the past. So something like that super chat makes an enormous difference. But Jester, no joke, I would urge you for real to travel. If you don't have a passport, get one and travel around and see different parts of the world. It's a good thing. It's educational. It makes you appreciate. Just so you know, I love the United States. We have kids together, me in the United States. All my kids live there. My family live there. Now, I miss my family. I miss my friends. But one thing I do not miss is the environment where the United States is right now. Jeremy Fowler, good to see you. Still working the Black Friday rush, but big love to all. Thank you so much for being here. So, interesting thumbnail, right? You guys know I'm drug-free. I was drug-free. Let me tell you a story, you guys. About somebody in the chat's going to remember this. It must be 3 months now, 3 months or so ago. A person on the watching a live stream posted a question that I answered. He said, "Johnny, are you on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy?" And I said, "Nope." And I have I didn't think it was something that I needed. I have a great drive, if you know what I mean. And it wasn't something that I thought I needed. Now, I live in a country now where the healthcare is free. So I visited a doctor and had a physical and a battery of tests done on myself. And what I learned was that I had low testosterone. So I have begun taking testosterone, TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. Now I've been doing it. How long has it been?
2 weeks.
Is that all?
Roughly, yeah.
So for about 2 weeks, I've been taking testosterone. And let me just share with you some of the changes that have happened. I broke my back and my neck. David Booley, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hit the like, everybody, please. I broke my back and my neck. I've had a lot of surgeries. I have hardware in me. In fact, I used to worry that I'd set off metal detectors in airports, but I don't. But I've had issues, and if anybody that knows me, I'm in pain. I was in pain all the time. If Tommy and I were walking here, nobody, everybody here is in amazing shape because everybody walks everywhere. You walk everywhere. And hi, Jane Aldrich. So glad to see you. So when Tommy and I would walk, it's not uncommon. Yankee Kyle, good to see you, dude. It's not uncommon at all to walk a mile or two a day. And in America, I walked to the kitchen, to the bedroom. That was about it. Here, everybody walks a lot. And when Tommy and I would walk around, would you say every quarter mile?
Oh, yeah.
But every quarter mile, I'd say, and it was embarrassing. I'd say, I got to stop. And the way I'd relieve my back is by squatting down. For some reason, that position relieves all the stress on my back. And I would have to stay like that for probably 3 or 4 minutes. And the pain would subside. I'd get up and I'd walk some more. And about another quarter mile, I'd have to do the same thing. I got news, and I'd wake up in pain. Every day I'd wake up, I was in pain. It just was. And the funny thing about it is, it was such a constant thing. It's like, hello, darkness, my old friend. It was something that was so constant, it just became a part of my existence. And I mean, for well over a decade, I thought this is just how it is. I'm just going to be in pain all the time. And I'm a tough guy. I could take it. 2 weeks I've been taking TRT. I've been on TRT, and in 2 weeks' time, the truth of the matter is, it probably took 3 days. I don't wake up in pain at all. Wheels on the heat. Good to see you. In my case, I wheel. Yes, you do, bro. It's so good to see you. I don't wake up in pain. I remember that when I first started taking it, the first couple of days, and I could feel it immediately. But I wake up in the morning and it's like I do a little diagnostic. I lay in bed. I'm like, nothing hurts. I get out of bed and nothing hurts. I walk a lot. Since we've been on, have I had to stop even once?
Nope.
I mean, sometimes we'll walk 1.5 miles, without stopping. I don't have any back pain at all. At all. It's amazing. There's been a bunch of other changes that I've started kind of working out. And the last time I felt this good, it's like, you know what? Not to listen, if you're 45, even 40 or older, you should be, and you're a man, this is something you probably need to look into. Get tested and look into it. Joseph heard ya. I thought taking testosterone would make me more manly. You know what's interesting? It's a funny thing. The last time I went to a gym and worked out, I was 42 years old. I could walk through a wall. I was a beast. And it sounds kind of hokey to say this. I'm not trying to exaggerate or make it seem like it's more than it is. But I tell you, it's like turning back the hands of time. I'm telling you, it's like turning back the hands of time. I don't know if you know, my eyebrows are getting a little darker. There's been some wonderful changes, and I couldn't be happier. I feel better. I rest better. I think my focus is probably better. Gauthi, good to see you. I don't hurt, ever. And I'm telling you, I used to hurt so badly all the time. Aaron, I got mine tested 5 years back. It was low and just on the border of not being able to take it. Bro, it's something that, listen, I will never not, I will take it for the rest of my days. I kid you not. Jester, I hope you realize how much your videos throughout the many years truly helped some of us out. Your personality alone makes my day better. That's an awfully kind thing to say. It really is. You know what's funny? Today, I logged on to set this stream up, and there was a thing in there that said, hey, congratulations you've been making videos for almost 9 years. Which is funny because the 9-year anniversary of the channel was a month and 10 days ago. But they just now sort of figured it out, and I got that notification today. You know what's funny, Jester? This is an interesting thing. I've had so many people tell me that the videos I've made got them through rough times. I mean, if you knew over the years how many times I've heard that. It's amazing. And I don't, I used to scratch my head at it. I'm just grateful that you get any sort of pleasure at all about it. The thing that's interesting, a lot of people that do videos, a good chunk of, and thank you so much for that super chat. That means the world. It really does, Jester. Thank you so much for that. A lot of the people that you watch, content creators that you watch, whether it's on this platform or any others. End Times, good to see you. I quit smoking pot again. Good for you, man. Good for you, End Times. But a good chunk of the content creators that you will ever see, you won't see the actual person. You'll just see the videos they make. And I'm one of those guys. You see me. Now, a lot of the people that you watch on YouTube that are content creators, or again, any other platform, it's not just YouTube. Susan from Portugal, good to see you. A lot of people that make content will have a persona. You guys know what I mean by that? They'll have like a costume they put on or a mask. I'm going to blow my nose. Hang on one second. I'm going to answer your question in just a minute, Lisa, because that's a good one. Let me put it up so I don't forget. Be right back. I don't have a persona. So anybody who's ever been with me personally, and there are people in the chat who have, in fact, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday who has spent a lot of time with me, and they said, you are what you are. You're never going to see, I don't have a persona. If you ever get a chance to hang out with me, what you see is what you get. I don't have a persona. And that, it's a good thing. It can come back to haunt you, and it has at times. But it's a question from Lisa. Stupid question maybe, but does it affect your headaches at all? You know what? When was the last time I had a headache?
I can't remember.
I haven't had a headache in a long time. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Everything is better. Everything in my life is better. But I feel now like I did when I was in my early 40s. I'm not making that up. true. It's true because of you. I'm eating peppers. I never would have eaten them, and it's saving my health. I'm so glad to hear that. You're a good dude. And he looks exactly like Corey Feldman. If you guys haven't heard ya, you need to. He looks exactly like Corey Feldman. I mean, when I say exactly, I mean, so, you know, if you want to find out who you look like, start a YouTube channel. People will tell you who you look like. I've had people tell me I look like so many different people over the years, but man, he looks like Corey Feldman. Wes Light, but I'm 63. I swear to you now, Johnny, that I will get tested and let you know what the results are. You will, listen, I'm not knocking you. I'm 59 and I had low testosterone. You're 63, you have low testosterone. Get on TRT. You won't thank me. I didn't, I had nothing to do with it, but I promise you it'll change your life. Change your life. Yankee Kyle has been vape free for 6 years now. That's awesome, Yankee Kyle. I'm proud of you, dude. That's incredible. Jeff says, not just eating hot peppers. You're more than just that. Thank you for saying that, man. I appreciate that. I don't want to be put in a box. I don't want to be just the dude that eats peppers. I eat hot sauce too. Thank you, Jester. You're very kind. I really appreciate you being here. And you know what? If you get a chance, like I said, get out and go to different parts of the world. Go to Ecuador. It'll blow your mind. It really will. Yeah, I'm very, very happy here. Spice distracts my mind when I'm having a panic attack and helps my heart. You know what? The health benefits of peppers are phenomenal. They really are, and people don't realize it. And Kristen says, hormones affect every other brain chemical too. I'm not as awesome a guitar player as he is, though. Boy, I'll tell you what. Corey Feldman, listen, we can't knock Corey Feldman. He identifies as a guitarist.
I can.
Can you? You know what I told you guys my theory of Corey Feldman. The guy's had some money. He's been in some of the, listen, we can mock. I think he has a lot of money. I think, there's football fantasy camp, there's baseball fantasy camp, where you go and for a week you act like you're a pro ball player. Well, there's rock and roll fantasy camp. And my theory is he splurged a little bit of dough and went to rock and roll fantasy camp and really liked it and just said, this is my get-go. I got some money. I'm going to be a rock and roller. I'm a better guitarist than Corey Feldman. And I'm not, I'm a hack. N times, what's this for us? Low testosterone. As men get older, here's let me give you another. As men get older, our testosterone levels drop, and it affects everything. You don't realize it. You really don't. Karen Doll. She's a doll, people. Karen, thank you for being here. Let me tell you, I'm going to get really personal here. You ready for some really personal talk here? Before I do, let me read this. Estrogen levels are correlated with mood. So for ladies, when our estrogen levels drop, our mood tends to as well. My mood has been great lately. I believe you. Let me tell you this. I'm not sure. I'm doing it under the doctor's orders. End times talk. I'm sure anything too much was probably a bad thing, but I don't know. I'm not. I'm following a regimen, and I don't vary from it. So, and I don't plan on it also. But let me tell you an interesting thing that happened years ago. I don't know if anybody's going to remember this. It was probably 4 years ago. I have a swollen prostate. It is what it is. And one day I couldn't pee at all, nothing. I had to go to a doctor and I had a catheter put in. It was a nightmare, one of the worst. It ended up being 2 weeks. And it was one of the worst things I've ever experienced. And I started taking a drug called Flomax that helps you pee easier. I don't take it anymore. I don't. So as you get older, things that happen in a man's body as they get older, most of it is because of lower testosterone. So I'm replacing the testosterone, and all these things that have happened to me over the years are kind of reversing. And it's the most amazing thing. Like I feel like a different person. For men, testosterone levels begin to gradually decline around 35 or 40. For women's hormones levels tend to plummet, a steeper incline. They drop more rapidly all at once for a lot of people. You know what? It's really funny too, because I doubt anybody in the stream is going to remember the video where the person said, "Are you on TRT?" And I wasn't. But I'm so glad I'm on it now. And let me tell you, I've been working out. I've been working out for a while, but since I started taking the TRT, the like that, I'm bigger, stronger. And if I didn't start telling you, if I didn't tell you this, at some point, someone's going to say, "What are you doing? You look different." Like if I took my shirt off, you'd see, you've never seen me without my shirt on. Actually, maybe you have. There's some videos where I did. You know, I did a video in the shower. I had a company to send me a razor for shaving your head. Oh, excuse me, it was a skull shaver. And I did a video in the shower. And I did half my head with a razor blade and half with a skull shaver to do a comparison. I did a video in the shower. So go back and look at that video. If you saw me today, I don't look the same. And I've been doing this for 2 weeks. And I mean, visually remarkable. I take my shirt off in the mirror. I'm like, wow. And you get to be my age when you work out, gains are difficult. And times I'm 39, I felt wrecked physically. I feel like a different human being today. I mean it. To wake up, listen, I've woken up in pain every day for the last 20 years. Every day in pain, every single day. And every day when I start my day, I've been telling people this. It's like in the morning, I have a certain number of steps. I'm in pain all the time, but I don't know how many steps I'm going to have before I'm in agony. It really depends on how many steps I took the day before. And that's gone. It's just gone. And to wake up and not be in pain is one of the most amazing feelings in the world. I heard you. My brother woke up one morning with his wife's estrogen patch stuck to his leg. He freaked out and sat on the commode de pain. Wow. But listen, what it's doing is returning back the hands of time. There's I don't know any other way to describe it. That's exactly what's happening to me. But it's remarkable. I kind of wish I was on it 10 years ago. As Kristen said, they start to drop around 35 and 40. And you know me, I don't know if you don't know me, maybe you don't know me, but when I read that comment, I was like, nah, I don't need TRT. I remember thinking, so glad, game changer. Look at that, Wheels on Heat. He remembers that video. Yeah, you know what's really funny about that video? I can look at analytics on every video, and I can see the age of the average age of people who've watched that video, whether they're male or female, and how many subscribers I gained per video or lose. I lost a lot of subscribers on that video, a lot, like instantly, just like that. And 90% of the people who've watched that video are women. I haven't checked it in a long time, but men didn't like that video. I get it. End Time says it's possible to take too much of anything. For some people, it's not recommended. Best to consult a doctor, be sure. Absolutely. Indeed. Absolutely. And it may not be right for you, but I'll tell you what, it's changed my life. I mean it. I'm just stronger. I mean, I'm in just 2 weeks, the difference in my strength, like my core, everywhere, I'm just stronger. And I would, there's no way you could ever get me to stop taking it. So when you saw the thumbnail, my new drug of choice, no fooling. It really is. It's an amazing experience. Just Joan, I'm so glad you're here. It's good to see you. Well, not kidding, you have a face only a mother could love. Wheels on Heat, you're right. You're right. You know what? The funny thing is, it's not going to make me any handsomer. When I was a young guy, I was a good-looking dude. I was a hair model when I was young. I know. No. It's hard to believe. Brock says recovering and healing are so much faster. Let me tell you something interesting about that. It's a good point. Tommy and I would do push-ups, and if we had we couldn't do them every day. We'd do them every other day because you'd have a day to recover. I do like a ton of push-ups, a lot, and the next day, I'm just not sore. I'm not hurting. It's honest to goodness, it's one of the most remarkable experiences. And it's funny. It's like, how do you tell somebody what it feels like? What it feels like, it's familiar. It's like, oh wait, I remember what this felt like, but it's been a long time. How long? End Time says, how long have you been on testosterone? Have you heard of? No, I've not, and I've been on testosterone for about 2 weeks. Your voice is slightly deeper and gruffer too. by the way. How's your mom? Thank you, Susan. I don't know if my voice is changing. Can you imagine that? You guys think my voice is changing? I haven't done yoga in a while, Lisa, but we probably will get back to that because flexibility is an important thing. My mom is doing great. Thank you for asking, Susan. She's, for somebody who may not know, my mom in church fell and broke her hip. You know what's interesting? I read that a lot of people that break their hip think they fall and broke their hip. A lot of people break their hip and fall. Like they're standing up, it breaks, and then they go down and they say, "Oh, I broke my hip when I fell." No, you broke your hip because you fell because you broke your hip. At any rate, she's doing much better. She had surgery, which is a scary thing because she's in her 80s, you know, and a lot of people in their 80s, listen, we're all adults here. A lot of people in their 80s, when they break their hip, that's the beginning of the end. And my mom is, when she got out, you know, it took a little while. She was walking with a cane. Now she's not walking with a cane. She's doing really, really well. So thank you for asking. And for the prayers, you guys. You know, I got a good mom. Only, you know, my dad, we lost my dad 4 years ago. So I'm glad my mom is still around. She's doing well. We talked to her yesterday. She looks fantastic, doesn't she? Mm-hmm. So maybe Wolverine had a bunch of testosterone. I don't know, but I will tell you this. You couldn't get me to stop taking it. I mean, you couldn't. It's changed my life. Like, I mean, quickly. Here's the funny thing. The first day I took it, I set my timer. I'm not even making this up. I set my timer. 11 minutes after taking it, I could feel it. I think I have a little bit. I have more energy. I rest. I sleep like I sleep really, really well. So it's just everything is better. And here's the weird thing. What do they say? 6 weeks for, or how long is it? It takes 6 weeks before you get the level that you're supposed to have. Right. But it takes months before you really get the feel of the full benefits from it. So it's just going to keep getting better. I hope it does. Voice, not vice. I know, Susan. Thank you, Wes. I appreciate that. She's a good woman. Mr. Cloud, good to see you. I'm getting Andrew Zimmerman vibes with the glasses and bald head. The bald head, the head's been bald forever. You know what? By the way, the glasses, they say that even your vision is going to improve. So hopefully that does as well. Been bald forever. Not forever. I used to be a hair model, but been bald for a long time. You guys, a lot of you have seen pictures of me when I was young. When I tell you that I was a hair model, I'm not fooling. I had hair you wouldn't believe. I really did. Never take your mama for granted. Whoops. Never take your mama for granted. I lost mine in 2019. I miss her terribly. However, praise the Lord that he saved her many years ago. Wow, that's awesome. She's doing better than we are right now. Amen. With a new body. Absolutely. Hanging out with my dad. Yep. I'm a big believer, you guys. Which, you know, it throws some people off. I don't shove it down anybody's throat. I don't hide it. Riley's Human, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hope you guys hit the like. So some of you guys joined late and you're like, he's back on drugs. You betcha. I'm taking testosterone replacement therapy and it's literally changed my life in 2 weeks. If only it could make me fluent in Spanish, that would be perfect.
Right.
And you know, it is getting better though. Every day I'm talking more. Today I went to the store and I was able to tell the guy where I lived and where to park in Spanish. So I'm getting there. Here's the thing. It's just like anything else. You can't just study it and think you're going to learn it. You got to go out and fail at it. When you talk and you say the wrong thing, that's when you learn. It's like anything else. You learn through failure. True story. A model for hair growing shampoo. You were the before, right? You know what? I'd hate to. That's one of the things that could happen is my hair could start growing back. I don't really want that. I love my head the way it is. I woke up one day, or excuse me, I had a dream one day that I was dreaming. I dreamed that in my dream I woke up and I had hair, and all my tattoos were gone, and I was super bummed out about that. So I'm glad. I like being bald. Spanish testosterone. There you go. It would help. But seriously, my Spanish is getting better. Here's the funny thing about it here. All right, there's a great breakfast they have called Ballon, which is plantain, and they have like pork, like little pieces of pork fried and put in it, and they serve it with eggs. And It's a standard here. Every restaurant has it, Ballon. And I really love it. It's fantastic. There's a couple places we go that it's just, if you ever have it, you'll be like, oh, it's a nap maker. If you have it, if they make it well, you're going to go home and want to take a nap. It's really, really good. And we went to a new place. It is, when I tell you it's a 90-second walk from here, I'm probably exaggerating. It probably takes less than 60 seconds to walk from where I am to this restaurant. And Tommy and I went there, like a week ago? Not even. And we were having breakfast. I said, Ballon. I tried to order, and she went, like, looked at me like she knew what I was saying. And I said it again, and she looked at me like she was confused. Then she goes, oh, Ballon. I'm like, yeah. So I think sometimes if they know you're an expat, they'll work you over. I think that's what they do. I wonder if you can mash plantain like potatoes. You know what's funny? I think you probably can. If you're ever here, have the Ballon. I think you will like it. They don't. Potatoes are a rarity here. You can get them, but the big thing is plantains, which are, it's like a banana. It's probably more more starchy than a banana. It's like, but it's wonderful. It really is. Don't just speak and don't be frightened to speak incorrectly. Speaking teaches you more than keeping silent. It's true. It's absolutely true. You're right, Mr. Cloud. Any roid raging the past weeks? No, and I wish you'd stop asking me that.
What idiot?
Right? What kind of question is that? Nah, there's none of that. You guys know I'm just teasing. No, but and it's not like, I'm not sure. I don't think is it considered a steroid or not?
Testosterone is considered a steroid.
All right, so I'm on steroids. It's considered a steroid, but when you see people that have roid rage,
much larger doses when they're using it as a steroid.
Yeah, if you have, if you're stacking different things on top, it's going to be a problem. But no, I'm not. I'm a pussycat. You guys know that. Sean Purdy, pretty happy you're here. Huh? See what I did there? Mm-hmm. Hey, brother, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Much love from Canada. Thank you for being here, man. I had a great Thanksgiving. It was wonderful. We did not eat bird. Chicken's not a thing here. A lot of fish. We eat a lot of fish, and we eat a lot of steak. Fish is like right there, so it's inexpensive, and steak is incredible. They have the best steak here. I'm not kidding. And we go to the grocery store. My favorite place is called the Super Maxi. There's the Maxi, there's the Mini Maxi, the Maxi, and the Super Maxi. I dig the Super Maxi. And the Super Maxi is amazing. And they have the steak is Argentinian raised, grass fed, and aged. I don't know how many days is aged, 20 days or 28? 28 days. If you come here, and which is really bizarre because someone was talking to, I was talking to David, one of my favorite cab drivers. It was David. He's wonderful. I knew him at road rage, dude. He's a cab driver. He's a wonderful guy. I go to church with him. And he said that one of the things that expatriates, what they complain about a lot about Ecuador is that the steak, they don't like the steak here. And when he said that to me, I was like, what? Really? Because the steak here is just unbelievable. We went to a place, I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to bring them shame, Mari Tierra. Right there, about 90 seconds away. The first day that Tommy and I went there, we had a garlic steak. And when I tell you it was good, it was so good. It was really a good steak. We went there again, and it was good, but it was a little bit different. That made me nervous. I like consistency, you know what I mean? Then we went again and had a bad steak. I mean, it wasn't a good steak. And then we went back. We said, it could be a fluke. Let's give another chance. We went back again, and a second time we had a bad steak. We have not been back. And I walk by it every day. I look at them. They look at me every day. They know us. They see us every day. They're like, I know they're thinking. You can see the bubble over their head. You're going to a different restaurant. But Tommy, I'm not making this up. Tommy makes the best steak. You're welcome. This morning he made a breakfast burrito with a steak. Big, thick steak, cut it up, fried it up with eggs and onion. The steak, I've never had a steak in a restaurant as good as Tommy makes it. Cows that are treated well when alive taste better later when they become food. It's true. It is. Here's the thing. In America, and I'm not knocking it, a lot of other countries, they start injecting cows with antibiotics. What were they, 6 months old or something? Way before they ever need whether they need it or not. And they put steroid, antibiotics and steroids to get them bigger. And I don't know, it doesn't seem right. And all the steaks, the cows here are not treated like that. It's a very beautiful thing. Jane says, not a specimen like you all, but now walking full time without my cane. That's awesome. Congrats, Jane. That's incredible. Hang on. Ben says, how does the pepper selection there compare to U.S. grocery stores? Woeful. There are 3 types of peppers in the grocery store, period. That's it. But in January, at the end of January, I'm getting some seeds sent to me, and I have like 35, 36 different varieties of super hots, and I will be growing. And I know I've been saying for close to a decade that I'll be growing peppers, but I'm going to, honestly. Heard 91% sure they don't like our steak. If you know, you know. Mr. Cloud says, have you tried cooked guinea pig? Indeed, koi. Check out the video. Tommy and I ate koi maybe a month ago.
Yeah, it's been about a month.
Yep, David, my cab driver, who I go to church with, is a wonderful guy. He said to us, I'm like, dude, he's my hookup for everything. I needed a guitar cable last week. He was like, I'll take you. So I said, I want to try koi. When in Rome, when I go to a different country, I don't want to act like an American. I want to try things that they try. So I said, I want to try koi. So he said, okay. So one day he just calls me out of the blue. I'm sitting around with Tommy. He's like, hey, I got some koi for you. I'm going to bring it by. Now, here's the problem, Mr. Cloud. I didn't Google or research at all koi other than knowing what it is. And trigger warning, it's guinea pig. It is. It's guinea pig.
More gopher ever?
More gopher ever? No, half a gopher would just arouse my appetite without bedding her back down. A third of a gopher, actually. Actually, we came across a whole gopher village. Anyway, he brought by koi. And what I didn't realize was visually, it's kind of rough. You guys ever seen Oh Brother? That was the Oh Brother Where Art Thou reference. If you guys have ever seen Oh Brother Where Art Thou, at one point, they eat gopher. And I'm telling you that koi looks like gopher. It tasted wonderful. It was delicious. I don't know who prepared it, but it was absolutely wonderful. Here's the problem. It's weird. The meat on it, if you've never eaten one before, you're like, it takes a while to figure, a lot of work. But it was very, very tasty. I would absolutely try it again. You, Scoville?
I recommend it.
Here's the thing.
Maybe blindfold yourself.
Yeah. Don't look at it. Just don't look. John, on a pepper note, red Primo Mystery Cross from Hellfire Farms. The heat is unbearable. I love that. Some of the greatest peppers in the world have Primo in it, the 7-pot Primo. So it's a great, great pepper. Let me click on that. It's not letting me. Hang on a minute. I just got a super chat from Jester. I'm trying to click on it. It's not letting me. I'm so sorry, Jester, but I want to read that. Maybe that'll make it. There it is, right there. There you go. Any major differences you're noticing moving out of the U.S.? You're changing my mind. Yeah.
Let's start with cost of living.
Cost of living. Let's start with that.
It's considerably lower. Meat is better. Food is better. No
Food's better. There's no preservatives. The weather here. Listen, it was 83 degrees today. When it's cold, it's about 70. The weather is it doesn't ever change.
We don't get hurricanes. We don't get any of that because of the Coriolis effect.
I'm about 80 miles from the equator. The food's incredible. The people are kind. I've never seen a frown on a face since I've been here.
What you're paying in rent right now can get you a place 100 yards from the ocean.
Yeah, seriously. Whatever your mortgage or what you're paying right now in rent, you could live 100 yards from the ocean. True story. But the people are super kind. One of the great things is we're not bombarded with the world trying to sell you something. Billboards and 90% of the pictures you see, whether it's on X, it doesn't matter what platform, 90% are doctored. They don't look like that. And America will have you, after a while, they'll get you thinking. Look, the operating system of the brain is whatever you see and hear, and the frequency you see and hear it determines your marching orders. So when you watch the news and you watch TV and watch everything over and over again, they'll tell you what's attractive. And when you're here, it's just gone. Someone I love, really special person to me, said that God is like a signal, like a radio signal, and everything around it is like distraction, like stuff that gets in the way. And here, there's no distraction. There's no fog.
How about this one real quickly? We hooked up our internet, we hooked up our electric, we hooked up our water, and our deposits were
We got our water hooked up, our electric, and our internet hooked up, no deposit. You know my electric bill is a month? Jester? My electric bill per month is about $20.
Our water bill's about $6.
Our water bill is about $6.
And our internet, which is
The internet,
1,000 megabits per second.
we have supposedly 1,000 meg. We had a little bit of a glitch when we first started, but 1,000 millibytes per second. We pay $40 for that. That's steep. You got to be kidding me. I'm heated about that.
Everybody else
I'm a little salty. Everything is just wonderful here. Yeah, everything is a business there, Jester. You're right.
How about an emergency room visit for $56?
Yeah, let me tell you what happened. Our pastor, we have a great pastor. I doubt he's watching. If you are, hi, Gary. Gary, we had two missionaries from America were visiting here, Ecuador, and they were at church last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And after church, they went out. They went in the water, and one of them stepped on a stingray. Now, fortunately, it was a little bitty stingray, but she had to go to the emergency room. She went into the emergency room. They had to treat her foot, remove the spine, help her with pain meds. They had to watch her for several hours to make sure she wasn't having a reaction to anything and that she was going to be okay. What did they say it was?
$58.
Yeah. The entire visit, everything was $58. That's it. And she didn't have any insurance. Let me tell you another great story, Jester. I'm going to make you guys end up moving. And you know what? Here's the truth of it. Any developing country is going to be better than America. I hate to say that. When a country is fully developed, the second a country is fully developed, what they're going to do is they're going to start putting all their attention on you. Who do you talk to? What do you look at? What do you buy? Where do you go? Who you eat? Tommy had a toothache about 2 months here.
Yeah.
A couple months in, he had toothache. It was bad. And the last night before he got done, it was one of the scariest nights. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was in agony. There was a place here called, I'm not going to tell you the name of it. If you come here, I'll tell you the name of it. Anyway, we went to this place. We had an appointment. We thought the appointment was at 9:30. So Tommy and I show up. We get a cab early in the morning. We get there 5 minutes before 9. We got it messed up. We thought it was 9 o'clock, but it was actually 9:30. They weren't open. Kind of cleaning it up and making sure the place was tidy. And he saw Tommy, and he immediately opened the door. Had a little bit of English he could speak, and we had a little bit of Spanish. And he basically said, "Are you in pain? Are you in pain?" And Tommy goes, and immediately brought us in. Went right to the phone, called the dentist. The dentist said, he goes, "Be here in just a few minutes." Within a couple minutes, the dentist arrived. He was from Colombia, wasn't he?
Yes.
Wasn't he? And he was using a voice to text thing. All right, so you can say something in and then push a button and have it say in English so you can understand it. And I'm in a different room. It was just over a little bit of a barrier. And I could hear the guy talking to Tom, and he said, "Just relax. This is going to be okay." He gave him a shot, and he said, "Breathe." I heard him say this with the translator up. He goes, "Breathe. You haven't breathed since you've been here. Take a breath. He goes, this isn't going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you." And he says, "What kind of music do you like?" So he said classic rock or 80s. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
So instantly we were listening to music. It was wonderful. And I'm doing this because I'm afraid I'm going to hear, my baby brother in agony. It took what? You were done before the 9:30 appointment would have begun. He was done. When I tell you, he was in the chair within 5 minutes of being in the door. I'm not making a word of it up. He sits down and goes through the whole process. He was done. The tooth was out. He said, "It's done. It's over." He was done at 20 after 9. 10 minutes before his appointment was actually supposed to happen. Then he gets up, he walks out, he looks amazing. He's in no pain. I'm like, that's it? He goes, that's it. We're about to walk out. He goes, oh, hey, listen, I need what's your name? He didn't sign not one piece of paper, not one, nothing. He didn't sign anything.
And I gave him $200 and got back $60 in change.
No, it was more than that. It was. I think it was less than 100, wasn't it?
No, it's just over $100.
Like $100 to get this done.
And I have just one thing, if I could.
Yeah, of course.
In the United States, between state and federal laws, 30,000 laws are passed a year. I will challenge you to come up with 30 laws off the top of your head. We have a government that has to keep passing laws because it's their job, and it makes everything more restrictive.
It's a fact. I think they probably make more new laws every year in the United States than they have here in its totality.
30,000 a year between states.
Between state and federal, there are 30,000 new laws a year. I bet there aren't 30,000 laws here. You know, my sister went to get her nails done. Remember that?
No.
Just last week, what'd she pay? $100?
No.
Was it?
No, we all had it. It was $100.
Yeah, it was like $100. It was like a highfalutin place. $100 for, was it $6 here?
Yeah.
And we only know because we walked by it. If you're a woman, you can go to a place here on the Malecon and get your nails and mani-pedi for $6. Jessica says, I know you can't relate, but for example, a haircut here is like $20. I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyway, here's the thing: if the dentist didn't need to write a prescription for Tommy, he never would have even asked his name. Do you understand? He was sitting, the tooth was out, and he did not sign. Even when it was all said and done, he didn't sign anything. Not one, not nothing. If you go to America, you know how many times I've seen people walk out of an urgent care because it's 15 pages of stuff they got to fill out?
4 hours.
And hours. It's just a beautiful place. Yeah. Anyway, you couldn't get me to come back. I love you guys. I want to wrap it up now. So if you see me looking and acting younger and feeling younger and getting buff, that's the reason. I love you guys. Thank you so much, Jester. Listen, thank you so much for the super chats. It means the world. And if you're one of the people that gave me a donation the past couple of days, you have no idea how much that helps. But thank you. I love you guys a lot. I mean it. Thank you for being here. Thanks for not judging me. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.